Welcome back, United fans. This is the State United, and I'm Chris Walker, a podcast on the Strike Network dedicated to talking New Mexico United. Today, simply just a watch along, watching the Open Cup match between El Paso Locomotive and New Mexico United. So I'll just be hanging out here, watching the match, talking about it. If you are following and you're not at UNM Soccer Complex and you want to jump in the chat and talk about it while you're watching too, then definitely do so. And maybe I'll even kick you the link and you can pop on here and we can have a conversation while we watch the game. Should be a fun one. Just waiting for this to kick off. See if I can put the FOTMOB stats in here while watching this match. Man, there's just so much soccer being played. Watched a little bit of the FC Naples match with the Rowdies. Was watching the Detroit City FC and Westchester match. Really trying to see see if Rashid Tate was getting some time in there, and I genuinely think that the product that Detroit City FC puts on the pitch is pretty enjoyable to watch on the East Coast. I'm looking forward to getting into this match with New Mexico United. Hopefully, this one has plenty of goals in it. Otherwise, it's going to be just a lot of anticipation until it finally happens. So Patrick and Veronica won't be on this particular feed. If they pop on, hey, say what's up. Patrick's got a busy week. He couldn't make it tonight, but you never know. And Veronica is sick, so she is. I was hoping she'll be feeling well by the weekend, because you know what this weekend is. Maybe you don't, but it's WrestleMania weekend. Saturday and Sunday. So and that's what I'll definitely be watching a little bit of that while also picking up a soccer match or two. Trying to stay up on what's going on. Man, come on. All right, there it goes. Finally. Got this thing up. I think it's cool that the Open Cup is on Paramount Plus and CBS Sports and Golazo. I think the only thing I kind of miss about all the YouTube activity or is just the chat. I mean, that's the it's one of the parts that you really enjoy about it. You can go on YouTube and watch along with other soccer fans and kind of experience it together. And you know, it's one of the things that kind of got me into these watch-alongs. Albeit this will be one of those dolo watch-alongs. We'll make the most out of it, though. Maybe along the way, someone will pop into the chat and we'll have a good conversation. Yeah. We'll see how it all goes. Placed a Instacart order, so I'm sure at some point I'll have to step away. But hey, if it's just me, then it's just me. Oh, here this match is kicking off, showing some old clips of the Open Cup over the years. Man, I'm sure there's probably some good matches. That'd be something to do, is to kind of watch some old Open Cup matches. Oh man, there it is, putting it on the screen. UNM Soccer Complex. Should be a good one. So I guess let's kind of talk through the starting lineup a little bit. Um, for United, they got Mackenzie Gaines in along with Fernando, Daniel Bruce, Marlon Vargas, Talon Maples, Sergio Rivas, Jalen Lindsay, Zico Bailey, Will Seymour, and Anthony Herbert. The Fat Mob graphic has a little jacked up. I'm waiting to. I pretty much think that the way it's going to be is you're going to have Jalen Lindsay on the left back with Maples and Herbert in the center backs, and then Will Seymour on the right back. I would guess you would have Sergio Rivas, Zico Bailey, and Marlon Vargas in the mid, with Mackenzie Gaines and Daniel Bruce kind of flanking the sides, and Fernando up top center. But let's see how it lines up. For El Paso side, they have got this thing all jacked up. They've got Chumi Mashabani, Amanda Moreno, Daniel Carter, and up top with Ricardo Ruiz, Kofi Tumazi, Robert Coronado in the mid, along with Wahab Akwe, Eric Calvillo, Noah Ndolomeyer, and Alvaro Cusada in the back line, and Sebastian Mora in the goal. Hey, who's on? Who's joining me on YouTube? Say hello if you want to jump in on the show. Let me know. I'll post a link in the chat. You can jump on and we can talk about it while we're watching it. I got the lineups on the screen. Yep. This one should be pretty good. Good to see Bruce back in the lineup. The bench looks pretty solid, though. I could definitely say that. So this is going to be a watch along tonight. Just watching the match, talking about it through as we're going through it, kind of reacting to it live. Patrick normally would be on, but Patrick has got kind of a busy night. Although you never know, he might jump on. Veronica's sick, so she is taking care of herself. She's at the hospital, so hoping that she feels better. Veronica, shout out to you. Feel better. And they're about to get this one kicked up under the way. United's out there in the turquoise Taos kits. This is the Open Cup edition of the Derby Dale Community Real, so let's go. El Paso's got the right now. All right, United's got the ball a little bit. El Paso, it's one possession of it. A little cheeky play going on right now. Oh, man. Nice little bad foul there. Don't be shy. Who's watching along with me? Or who's watching me? Watch the game. Say hello in the chat. Talon Maples kicks. Nice little crossover there. Puts it in the front of the pitch. El Paso recovers on the turnover. Little gathered play there. United gets possession back. Sergio Rivas, man, just lasers that one. Hey, Rivas was good last game. Came in off the bench. You know, man, his goal was, or his would-be goal was very convincing. Of course, he was called off, but hey, you know, he tried to make the most of the moment. His number was called, and right here, he definitely takes quite the slice. All right, guys, don't let me forget about my Instacart order. Knowing I probably won't be paying attention. Fernando setting up a set piece free kick from just outside the 18. I'd probably say about 35, 40-ish yards out. Vargas may also take the kick as well. And Vargas takes it up. Nope. It's Fernando takes the kick. Just puts it right into the box, goes out. A big goal kick for El Paso. All right, back to this one. All right. Ooh, shot on goal was a miss. Shakes is in the goal tonight for United. Um, a couple days ago, New Mexico United signed Ford Parker as a reserve keeper for the Cup because Tan will be taking a rest. All right, United has the ball. Stop a play here. All right, El Paso's the ball. Goalkeeper Morris kicks it to one of the defenders. It's coming up the pitch. The Mexican United's pressing, trying to win possession back. New Mexico United gets a foul. A Paso ball. Ball back in play. El Paso has it in their defensive half. Now they're just playing indirect, passing it around. Moving up the pitch, Vargas is pressing, trying to ensue. El Paso trying to get across the defensive half into the attacking half, which they thought they did. United gets the ball back. Fernando looked really good in the last match, actually. I was thinking about him as he's shown on the screen here. He's setting up along with Vargas, looking to press. El Paso trying to get this one out of their defensive half. Successfully doing so. United's a little gathered. This one's offside. A little dangerous, though. United backline not really set. All it would take is just the right opportunity to send a through ball through. Shakes trying to clear this one out of the backfield. United's trying to bad giveaway. Sergio Rivas loses this one. El Paso's got the ball in a nice stretch of land here. El Paso trying to make the most out of being in the attacking half. Gets around one defender. Shakes comes out. Ooh. And recovered by El Paso. They still keep possession. United kind of pressed into their defensive half. United not really pressing here, obviously kind of keeping a little bit of room on the nearest El Paso player. Kicks back to Mora Mora, who kind of resets the rotation. A nice cross pass up into United's defensive half. There's a foul, which I think goes on El Paso. Ball back in play. El Paso wins the tackle in the duel. This will be United ball. Oh man, Fernando thought he was going to get that one. United was in the attacking half. Fernando tripped up on the turf of the grass. Would have been nice positioning, but Mexican United gets possession of this one again. El Paso defender sent this ball out. Ball back in play. Deflected out. United ball still in the attacking half. Marlon Vargas looks to throw it in. I forgot that one wrong. That was a Marlon Vargas. Jay Lindsay with the cross into the box. Vargas gets the ball back. A lot of fancy play. Oh, all right, El Paso has the ball in United's defensive half. Play has yet again stopped. El Paso throw in. United gets possession of the ball. Shayla Lindsay brings it up. Talon Maples sends it across the pitch, switches it up. Mackenzie Gaines running the right side of the pitch. Looks to try to get the ball past the nearest defender. Not so successful, goes out. Will be a goal kick by El Paso. For United, Jalen Lindsay throws it in. Nearest player, Fernando, is able to recover it. Initially touched by Bruce. About 15 minutes has gone by in this one. No real shots on goal. Maybe El Paso had a shot near target, but not really on. El Paso's got this one now. They've sent it in the air. Looks like Bruce is trying to get in there and recover. He's not successful. It's El Paso ball at this point. El Paso's got the ball. El Paso takes a shot towards goal. Nothing close. Looks like it might be deflected. Might be maybe a corner kick for El Paso. Juan Moreno gets a handle on it. Looks like it goes off of a player. And this will be a corner kick for El Paso. Hey, if you're joining me and just doing a watch along of the Open Cup match between New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive. I couldn't make it down there tonight. My walker is out of commission, so figured I would do the next best thing and just do a watch along from home and just talk about the match. Another El Paso shot went just past the goal. Just figured I'd do a watch along and just kind of talk about this one. Jump in to the chat, hang out, get yourself a cold beverage. Let's hope that there's plenty of goals in this one and just for one side. My co-host couldn't be on tonight. Patrick is off doing some things, and then Veronica is feeling under the weather. So, I am on here solo, heading it up. So, the crazy thing about doing a watch along for this match is that there won't be a replay because it's on Galazzo. So, hey, it'll just be a file of me talking. Maybe eventually the match will show up on YouTube and then we can pair the two together. But it's good practice. Zico Bailey was trying to take this one through the midfield, gets robbed. And there's now a stop of play. Ruiz has picked up a little bit of a knock there. Play restarts. El Paso will have the ball. El Paso's got the ball. They take a shot on goal. This one deflects off of Chris Shakes. Still a Paso ball. More likely be a corner kick. Jalen Lindsay thought it was offside. He actually stopped playing the attacker. Left a lot of space open on the pitch for that shot. El Paso takes a corner kick, and that goes in. El Paso's on the board first in the 20th minute. It was like a direct hit. Daniel Carter puts that in the 21st minute for El Paso. Let me change up this score here. I'll change things around. Paso goes up on the board first. El Paso throw-in. Mora with the ball. Recovered by United. The wild shot taken on goal. Stop and play. Oh, hey, we got a yellow card here. Eric Calvillo mouthing off a little bit to the ref. All the El Paso players, trying to argue a case. That's right. Just keep escalating it, guys. You can all get yellow cards. Fine by me. Mono Moreno didn't like what he heard. We don't care. In the 24th minute, all right. All right, plays resumed. Tyler Maples has the ball in the defensive half. He kicks it over to Will Seymour. Will Seymour brings it up to center pitch. Sizes like what he sees, sends it back to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes rotates the ball over to Talon Maples. Talon Maples has the ball a little bit in front of him. I didn't lose that one. Jalen Lindsay is up forward. He's just outside the 18. Loses that one, but it is recovered. Mackenzie Gaines out on the right wing, does his footwork, gets it back into the center. United loses possession of that one. Marlon Vargas thought he had it. Looks like we have a little scuffle here. Vargas and who is that? And I think that's Ruiz, number 12 for El Paso. A little bit of a scuffle there. It's what we like for the derby. A little bit of physicality. Vargas talking to more and more. They're trying to reason about what exactly had happened. And El Paso players down on the ground. That's what we want. Very chippy between these two teams. A little action, of course. Like to not be down 1-0 to El Paso earlier on in this match. El Paso will have the ball when this one kicks off. I think that's Wahab Akwe that'll be taking the kick. Hey, they gotta get that right. They got Zico Kalen getting the yellow card. It's a little funny. More and more gathers the ball that traveled into the box. United's got 3 up front. Not really pressing, but in the area, just kind of keeping the space there. Daniel Bruce trying to challenge for possession. Ball goes out of bounds. United has the ball. Anthony Herbert has it. Passes it over to Jalen Lindsay. Talon Maples. Back to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes over to Will Seymour. So Seymour comes through the pitch. Passes back to Jalen Lindsay. He's on the left channel. Tries to get by his nearest defender. Marlon Vargas passes back to Jalen Lindsay. Jalen Lindsay sends it across the pitch to Mackenzie Gaines, who's got it on the half volley. Mackenzie Gaines trying to get position. United takes a shot on goal. Catch. Who that wasn't. That was Will Seymour back to play a connecting piece there. When Mackenzie Gaines has it gathered, Seymour gets it. He's stopped in play. Mackenzie Gaines takes a shot down down the, I guess you'd say, byline. Moramora sends the ball out wide to Akpe. There's a foul, and it'll be El Paso ball. Hey, this is kind of fun. Doing a watch along, a little play by play, a little commentary. All good. Talamaples has possession of the ball. He takes it through center pitch. Will Seymour brings it up, but tries to kick it over to Fernando, but El Paso ultimately recovers. Now Fernando and Marlon Vargas are trying to double up on El Paso defender to get possession. Eventually, El Paso player kicks it over to Chris Shakes as he recovers. Zico Bailey gets a foot in on it. Sergio Rivas sets it up. Will Seymour's bringing it up. Ball out to Mackenzie Gaines, playing on the right wing, but he loses possession. El Paso recovers. The ball's out of bounds on El Paso. United recovers and will have possession of the ball. Talon Maples has the ball, is bringing it up the center pitch. Pass it to the left to Jalen Lindsay. Marlon Vargas making a run, gets the ball, rightfully so, but just too heavy of a touch, loses it into the box. The El Paso goalkeeper Moramora ends up getting it. "31 minutes into the third round of the Open Cup. This is the Open Cup edition of the Derby del Camino Real between El Paso Locomotive and New Mexico United. This match is being played over at the UNM Soccer Complex. If you're over at the complex, and you should probably not be watching me, but if you are, definitely let me know how many people are out there at the complex. I'm listening without any volume, so I don't know any of what the commentary is saying. So throw that in the chat if you'd liked. And if you want to be a part of the show, let me know, and I'll throw the link in the comments, and you could jump on as my guest host. Now they're showing the crowd. Looks like a good amount of people there. See if there's anyone I know. Of course, I know all of them. If you want to get on the show, let me know, and I'll toss a link in the comments, and you can be my guest host on this watch along. We'll just watch the game together, and it'll be a fun time. Play is stopped still. Ref's got the ball. Moramora looks to reset play. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing, man? Yes, it's fun. Tal Mabel's got the ball now. Jalen Lindsay has the ball. Fernando's getting a little dicey with it. El Paso steals the possession, takes a shot at goal. Nothing doing, goes wide left of it. This will be a goal kick for. Well, no, it won't be a goal kick, but the possession will be won to United. Chris Shakes has the ball, kicks to Zico Bailey. gives it back to Talon Maples. Talon Maples kicks over to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes kicks to Will Seymour, who then kicks over to Anthony Herbert. Herbert loses the ball near the touchline. Possession goes back to El Paso. David, how is the Santa Fe Gloom doing? I know you guys are should be approaching postseason time, postseason time, playoffs. I bet you're excited for season 3. David Fresquez is the owner of the Santa Fe Gloom of the National Futsal Premier League. Score checks here on the screen. One Knox is leading over Colorado Springs Switchbacks 1-0 in the 49th. Won't make the playoffs this year. Well, you guys started out very strong. Yeah, I need to get out to a Gloom game. Definitely do. United shot on goal. Mora saves it. Looks like that was Sergio Rivas who took the shot. Ooh, VIP. I love that. If that can come with some chips and cheese, you got it. Let's show on the replay here. Rivas wheeling it, taking the shot. 35th minute. Other matches coming up tonight. Las Vegas Lights versus Chattanooga Red Wolves. That should be a good one. Not going to lie, I kind of want to see Chattanooga pull through on that one. Always got to love when the teams are lower division. Still to come tonight, El Farolito, the Burrito Boys, takes on Sacramento. That's going to be a great one. Can't wait to watch that one. And just before this, of course, there was FC Naples and Tampa Bay. Need to check the scores of those. All right, deal. Yes, chips and cheese, Santa Fe Gloom. I love it. Um, did the Santa Fe Gloom ever seem to get a supporter group? I was just thinking here. They got the Swifties. Do they got the Gloomies? What do they got? Oh, they're zooming in on people. I'll see Billy right there on screen. What's up, Billy? What you doing, man? He's looking at his phone. Why is he looking at his phone? Billy, get back in the game. The Gloom love Rivas? Yes. Oh, it's in the works. A supporter group for the Gloom. That's great. Yeah, definitely enjoyed chatting with you earlier in the season. Definitely wanted to do a lot more. I think definitely the goal is to get more coverage. I want to do a better pack of National Futsal Premier League, Santa Fe Gloom. Really would like to get that going on. Okay, I'm glad we can still get that going on. Okay, we definitely have to get together maybe in this next couple of weeks or next week or so and chat it up. United was on the attack. Jalen Lindsay managed to get up to the left channel, had sent a square ball into the box, was hoping that it would be a nice chance for potentially one Fernando or Marlon Vargas. No such luck. All right. You're posting the podcast that I joined on your side on your new website. Can't wait. I'll definitely promote that. Oh, looks like we found the equalizer. Let's go. New Mexico United goal in the 39th minute. Marlon Vargas draws it even. It's great to see a goal this early on in the match. Another shot of the beautiful United fans. Moore kicks it out to the left channel. Mackenzie Gaines steps in, gets the interception. Marlon Vargas able to clean it up, sitting right up front. Can't get any better than that. I'm sure the XG was very high for that shot. United draw the score even, 1-1. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay, here we go. Feels more like a match now. Got the chills. Got the chills. Let's go. United's got possession. Shakes picked up the ball, actually threw it out to Seymour. El Paso intercepts. United has the ball back. Brucey with last touch. Vargas in the area. El Paso wins it back. El Paso brings it up. They're the attacking half. Jalen Lindsay able to win that duel. Seco Bailey sends over to Will Seymour. Will Seymour sends it over to Marlon Vargas. Jalen Lindsay coming up the left channel. Fernando on the left wing looking to razzle dazzle. Marlon Vargas gets it, tries to send it back to Fernando, sorry. However, El Paso gets a foot on it. Ultimately, there's a foul. Yellow card shown to Alvaro Cusada, number 18 for El Paso. Hooray, my Instacart order is on its way. If I have to step away, I'll be right back. Free kick set up for New Mexico United. Fernando and Marlon Vargas standing over it. Two defenders near side. Vargas takes the kick. Brucey gets a foot on it. More ultimately able to stop it. Ball in El Paso's defensive half. Mora standing over it. He's got it gathered. Passes back over to Acque. Ball chipped into the air. Seco Bailey tries to make a play on it. Talon Maples tries to make a play on it. Jalen Lindsay gets it, sends it back to Chris Shakes. Shakes sends it up wide, tries to get it to Seymour, but it goes out about center pitch. This will be El Paso's possession. They're re-showing the ball, or the free kick taken by Marlon Vargas. It was very, very low projected kick. A Paso back in possession. A little bit of a rumble tumble there towards the end. El Paso had possession. She just showed the replay. Alvaro passes it over to, I think that's Daniel Carter. Herbert tries the challenge, gets a piece of it, which sets up a corner kick for El Paso. El Paso got on the board first from the results of a corner kick, a ball that pretty much came right across the face of the goal, headed in by Daniel Carter. This corner kick, not any good. Just resulted in a foul and a change of possession. Chris Shakes takes the goal kick. Low, long, fast. Goes right over to Moramora. And sent back over into United's defensive half. Talon Maples able to get a leg on it. Kicks it out of the defensive half. Fernando trying to challenge Armando Moreno for possession. Armando manages to get it out of his sight first. Talon Maples able to get a leg on a ball that was going to be a cross into the box. This one out and will be a corner kick for El Paso. This is a Topo Chico corner kick. High claim. Pulled down by Chris Shakes. Still things are getting shapy between El Paso and New Mexico. Nothing new. Love to see these theatrics, this gamesmanship. I need to update the score too, by the way. So let me do that. There, that's better. We're in the stoppage time of the first half. There's a 5 minutes of stoppage time. We're about 2 or 3 minutes in. They stop and play right now as they sort things out, ultimately add more time. How often do I go to games? As far as New Mexico United games, I'm at all the home games. Thus far, there's only been 2, so I guess I'm 2 for 2 at this point. Didn't go today just because I didn't have a functioning walker and I didn't want to chance it. So opted to stay home to watch the match and also be able to do this watch along. You should come out. Usually posted up on top of section 118. All right, they're still sorting this one out. Going into the 49th, no doubt there's definitely going to be time added on. Akwe trying to throw Will Seymour off. Will Seymour is just like, dude, do what you want to do, but it's not going to work. Set piece taken. Chris Shakes gets a hands on it, deflects it out. Nice, successful defense. And we got a pan over here of Talon Maples, who's rocking this dope mohawk, so it seems. Style points. Chris Shakes with the. Oh, he makes you think he's going to go for that. We're about to roll into halftime. Looks like my Instacart order may be here. So I'll have to step away for a second. Who else is watching? I know David is there. Looks like we got two eyes. Okay, wait. Here we go. All right. I'll be right back. Y'all keep each other company. Get in the chat, talk. Right there. Hey there. How's it going? Hey, do you want to hand me that phone? Sorry. I'm just podcasting on the soccer game. Okay. Yeah. How's it going? It's going good. It's night 1-1. I'm going to watch it. This is a little bit. Yeah, you can. All right. All right, I'm back. Jay, the Instacart driver, says hello to everyone who are watching. So, halftime. Let's check some other scores that are going on now. Okay. All right. FC Tulsa and Phoenix Rising tied one apiece and added extra time. Look like it's the 115th, so that one's approaching Pens, if not figured out sooner. Colorado Springs pulls even. It's currently 1-1 in the 68th. Of course, it's 1-1 for New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive. Sacramento and El Farolito are underway. That's the other match I would probably watch tonight. Sacramento is up 1-0 in the 30th. Going to some earlier games, Indy 11 advanced 1-0 over Miami FC. Detroit City FC defeat Westchester SC 3-1. FC Naples and Tampa Bay went to Pens. Ultimately, Tampa Bay Rowdies would advance, winning 9-8 in Pens. So that one's pretty haywire. We're at halftime now of this Open Cup edition of the Derby Dale Camino Real. Am I the halftime show? No, but I do got some music for you. I'm gonna step aside for a minute, and while I am stepped aside, I will play a little bit of this band that I used to hang out with when I was in school in college. They're called California Redemption. The song is Thunder Lizard, and let me set it up now, and I'll be right back. Yes, that is Thunder Lizard by California Redemption, who's given us permission to play their music on the podcast, which is a great thing. And our intro and outro theme song is True Grit. You can find their music on the streaming platforms, Apple Music, as well as Spotify. True Grit is a song off of the Caustic album, or the Caustic EP, rather. If you like bands like Offspring and such, I think you'd enjoy California Redemption. Now, granted, these albums came out, or the Caustic EP came out a very long time ago, like pretty much when I was in college. So like late '90s, early 2000s, roughly. But the albums are great. They have a couple of records out. Actually, it's like a double vinyl on selltheheartrecords.com. I have a copy of it. Pretty rad. You could definitely pick one up at Sell the Heart Records if you're one who likes to buy vinyl. I would definitely recommend that band. It's definitely timeless classics. Here we are using it almost 20 years later for a podcast. So, shout out to California Redemption. That's the halftime show right there. So I'll switch over to the El Farolito game. I was really hoping that scoreline would be a little different, but it's Sacramento, so I mean, they're definitely going up against it right now. Let's see. I wish we had the ability to like actually put these games on the screen because I certainly would. Certainly would. It'll be like Beavis and Butthead style, where you're just watching a TV. You have a clicker, and you're like changing channels. It'd be awesome. So they're like 35 minutes in on this one on the Sacramento El Farolito game. Get this water going on. I appreciate anyone who's joined me, David, obviously you, but anyone else who's joined on this watch along. Hopefully, you've been watching the game too, because that obviously adds a little bit of adds some audio to your visual. But if not, then you're a true trooper for just listening to me. So there's Roro, Rodrigo Lopez. El Farolito taking a set piece, free kick, just outside the 18. Punched away by the goalkeeper, sets up a corner kick in the opposing side of the field. Looks like El Farolito almost got a score. And they're definitely storming the castle now. Sets up a. Oh man, that could have been it. That could have been it. So I guess just talk about what we've seen so far with New Mexico United and El Paso. I think I'd say I think it's a good half for United. Obviously playing the aggressor. The early goal from El Paso definitely, to me, I think that I'm sure there's something about how long in between goals it's been. Typically, the other side's not finding a goal in these last few matches. El Paso finding one this soon, though. Now it's just indicative for New Mexico United to really just dominate their chances and ultimately just keep El Paso from having any other opportunities. Um, I think United looks good on the front foot. They're finding chances. There's a good link of play. They're able to switch the pitch at times. They're able to bring it through the middle. That means El Paso's really not pressing as much. They're really just having a lot of respect for United. Vice versa, though, I mean, United's not really pressing. I mean, they're obviously trying to crack down on some space. And I think they would have to ultimately kind of increase getting a little bit vertical to try to shut down some of the the fluidity that El Paso's finding, moving it from their defensive half to the attacking side of things. I mean, ultimately they have to crack down there because as long as the ball can still move through the air and on the ground, then I think that they're still at risk for another goal by El Paso, and we have seen El Paso in the Open Cup mode be able to put three on a team without even a lot of their main players. So I think that United definitely they have to increase the pressure a little bit when they're out of possession, and they need to ultimately um, they're going to have to be a little bit more creative on how they create chances too. The two leading chance creators for United, Marlon Vargas and of course Macaulay Akali. Akali not in yet. Switch back over. I think. See if we're back on. All right, we're back on second half. El Paso with possession in the attacking half sends it back over center circle into their defensive half, trying to reset. Jalen Lindsay with a hard challenge. That'll be an El Paso ball once the player gets back up. Ball back in play, but now out for a throw in. We'll see more throws into Anthony Herbert. Anthony Herbert sends it back to Chris Shakes. Shakes sends the ball through the middle. I think that's over to Sergio Rivas. Sergio tries to pivot, turns, falls, gets up again, falls again. Has to be planned. Has to be planned. Sergio sends it over to Jalen Lindsay, who runs up the left side of the pitch, has Marlon Vargas on the wing as well. Jalen for the throw in is looking for someone. Throws to Fernando. Fernando dribbles, has it over to Talon Maples, who sends it back to Shakes. Shakes around the top of the 18. Has Herbert flanked to his immediate right. El Paso's Moreno presses in. Anthony Herbert actually does like a bicycle kick to get the ball out of their back line. El Paso takes a shot on goal, ultimately bounces out. Looked like it might have gone past Shakes. See the replay here. Herbert does like a bicycle kick to like get it out, but El Paso recovers it. Moreno takes a shot. It goes off of Shakes' hands. Or so I thought it went off his hands. Probably went by it. United has the ball. Fernando has it. El Paso recovers the attempt. Moreno has the ball. Tries to take a shot. Really wasn't much on it. Goes right to Chris Shakes. Moreno's frustrated. Thought he wanted to get more on that. El Paso has the ball back. Will Seymour has it at his feet. Kicks over to Rivas. Kicks it to Bailey. Kicks it back to Herbert, who kicks it back to Shakes. Shakes has it. Kicks it, sends it up to. He's trying to get it to Bruce, but it is ultimately intercepted by El Paso, who now has it. It's still El Paso ball. The ball goes out of bounds. What's going on, Miguel Rivera? Thanks for the shout. Let's go, champ. Moving into the 50th, New Mexico United has the ball. Sergio Rivas to Daniel Bruce. Bruce over to Mackenzie Gaines. Mackenzie Gaines gets past his defender, or he's trying to gather. He's trying to find the way past him. Sends it back over to Zico Bailey, who gets a hard foul on him by, I think, number 11 for El Paso. I don't think that was a card at all. Free kick for United. Marlon Vargas and Fernando standing over this one on the right side of the attacking half. Fernando takes this kick. Looked like Anthony Herbert wanted to make a play on it, but it ultimately goes out past the goal. Mora has this one, and he's setting it up. He's got it on the ground. Might just be a direct pass. So the nearest player, he's signaling his guys to just move up the pitch to get a little space, but he sends this over to the right. Ultimately, the El Paso player sends it up front. Jalen Lindsay is able to gather it, sends it back to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes sends it back into play. Talon Maples has it at his feet now, sends it up to Fernando, who's got it on the left side, takes a shot. El Paso defender able to jump right in there, right before the goalkeeper to ultimately intercept it. Seeing who it is now, Fernando comes up the left side. United throw in by Fernando, throws over to Zico Bailey. Zico Bailey has it, sends it back to Talon Maples. Talon Maples sends it back to Jalen Lindsay on the left side. Bruce sends it up to Fernando, who takes a good whiff at it. able to gather the 50-50 ball. Talon Maples is running through El Paso defenders, throws it over to Fernando, but loses it. The ball gets kicked back to Chris Shakes. Chris Shakes has it or sends it over to Anthony Herbert, who's got it just about center pitch. Herbert sends it over to Jalen Lindsay. It's kind of near the technical area. Jalen Lindsay sends it back to Chris Shakes. Shakes sends it over to Herbert. And now Herbert's about to be pressed. Will Seymour has it. He's being pressed. El Paso's starting to press a little bit. Seymour gets it back from Sergio Rivas. He runs it up the right side of the pitch. Seymour sends it over to Rivas. Rivas gives it back to Herbert. Herbert gives it to Talon Maples. Talon Maples tries to kind of slide it in there. Bruce gets it. Seymour gets it. Seymour takes the one-timer. Of course, not much on it. It just goes out through the back of the goal. Moving into the 54th, Mora sends it to the defender on his right. I should probably know that by now. Sends it to Cusada. El Paso with the ball currently trying to advance it into the attacking half and successfully does. El Paso still with the ball. Nearly got called for a foul. Managed to not. That sets up a corner kick for El Paso. Daniel Bruce, the closest New Mexico United defender or player, rather, to be within the space. That's a nice set piece. Ball went in swinging into the box. Pogoed around a bit off players' heads. Chris Shakes ultimately recovers it, sends it clear out of United's defensive half, much too far ahead of Mackenzie Gaines for him to really make a play on it. Ultimately, ball sent back into United's defensive half. Jalen Lindsay challenges on the duel, but it ultimately goes out off of Jalen Lindsay. Wow. El Paso moving up the ball. They're in nice shot on goal. Chris Shakes recovers that. Ruiz takes a shot up the left channel. If you're joining me, just sitting here doing a watch along, watching the New Mexico United El Paso Locomotive match over at UNM Soccer Complex, shout out to all of those supporters that went out there on the Wednesday to cheer on the black and yellow. I definitely wanted to be out there, but I found something I could do, which was be at home watching it and streaming it on the TV and uh, talking about it through this watch along. Back to play. Mackenzie Gaines has the ball, sends it back to Will Seymour. About center pitch, sends it back to Herbert. Herbert sends it over to Jalen Lindsay, who sends it over to. So Jalen's got it. He's on the right side of the pitch. Just crazy. Mackenzie Gaines tries to run it down. Ultimately, it rolls out the backside of the box. Mora has the ball. Seco Bailey playing the loose ball, trying to find it, doesn't get it. El Paso has it. They're approaching. Chris Shakes goes out for this 50-50 ball. Definitely collides a little bit with the nearest El Paso player. Looks like that would be. I believe that's Ruiz that collided with Chris Shakes. This ends up being El Paso ball. El Paso's taking the set piece corner. Bruce, the closest United player. They're trying to sort it out in the box. Not sure what's going on yet. All right, set piece corner about to be taken. Nice in swinger. Chris Shake's not able to get a hand on it, but ball swiftly flies out. So that's great. Probably could have hooked that one in at the rate that it was going. Shakes has the ball now. All right, we got some subs. Let's talk about it. Fernando out, Vargas, Macaulay Akali in for Fernando, Sergio Rivas off. Gideon Zalalem coming in for Marlon Vargas. I think Usman Jabang coming in for Sergio Rivas. This is about to get real exciting. Gideon Zalalem, you get a little bit more control in the midfield, which is good as well. Usman Jabang, you get just a player who's got so many things going for him. Oh, this one, El Paso's got the ball. Ooh, that was close. It's a shot on goal by Omar Mora. Going back a few moments, the player that collided with Chris Shakes was actually Wilmer Cabrera Jr., uh, not Ruiz. Looks like we've got an El Paso player down. I'm sure United supporters are chanting Pobrecito nonstop right now in the stands. So the score is 1-1 still. Oh, there's a pan over to United supporters. Look, see Billy. See Andrew Bolte there. See Big Kev over there. Got a little drum section going on. There's a guy, I thought he was wearing a banana suit, but he was just holding a flag. Mora takes has a goal kick, sends it up the left channel that's gathered by Mora. That could be confusing. Wilsie Moore has the ball for a throw in. Not able to find anyone. Will Seymour throws it up to Daniel Bruce, who can't make a play on it. This ball's sent super into the orbits by the El Paso player. El Paso has it, advances it over center pitch. Moore try to chase it down. He can't. He slides. Sorry, this is Ruiz. He chases it down. He can't stop it from rolling out. Slides right into it. Will Seymour gets it. Gets a nice little bad foul by Ruiz. Should be back to United, who sends it back over to Seymour. Ball back in play. Talon Maples has it, kicks it over to Getty and Zalalem. Maples has it, brings it up, kicks it over to Anthony Herbert, who kicks it back to Maples, who passes it over to Jalen Lindsay, sends it up to Zico Bailey. Zico Bailey brings it up to Mackenzie Gaines, who's got his fancy footwork on it. Lindsay gets it back, sends it back to Gaines. Gaines takes it around the left side, tries to jab and juke his defender, not successful. Ball goes out. This is the State of United watch along of the Open Cup match between New Mexico United and El Paso Locomotive, the Derby del Camino Real, being played over at UNM Soccer Complex. I'm your host, Chris Walker. My co-host, Patrick Baca and Veronica Zavala, not able to be here tonight, so this is a special shout out to them. Veronica's sick right now. She's probably watching along, maybe, but shout out to her. Pat is doing things with the family. Shout out to him as well. Pat will be back on the show probably over the weekend as we do a preview for New Mexico United's upcoming matches. The Wednesday match next week against Monterey Bay FC, and the match next Saturday against Union Omaha for the first match of the USL Cup presented by Jägermeister, which I can't wait. Getting back to the action here, just a lot of running around. Set piece kick taken, ultimately kicked right over to Mora, so kind of a waste of a possession, really. Mora sends it to his left side. Kale challenging. Oh, he gets it. Wins the duel. That's nice. Seymour over to Herbert. Herbert has it, sends it over to Maples. Maples gathers it, takes it up the center pitch, says psych, sends it over to Seymour. Seymour has it. Back to Zalalem, back to Herbert, over to Jalen Lindsey, who Herbert just puts too much mustard on that one. Mustard, like sends it literally out of play. El Paso puts it back in play. This one's swinging around their defensive half. Mackenzie Gaines able to win it back. Sends it back to Jalen Lindsey, who sends it over to Chris Shakes. Shakes has it, sends it to Gideon Zalalem. Zalalem sends it over to Will Seymour. Seymour says, "Thank you." Akali gets it, has three defenders on him. It's like a whirlwind. El Paso able to make the most out of that. Gets it back. Puts it right there on Moro's foot. Moro takes shot on goal. That one goes off of Chris Shake's gloves. Goes off the crossbar. Wow. I understand why commentators raise their voice. Woo. Usman Jabang has the ball up the half channel on the right side. Sends it to Akali. Akali tries to get it to Zico Bailey, but it gets on the foot of a El Paso defender who sends it into the orbits. Into the orbits. Approaching the 70th minute. Score still tied 1-1. Maples with the volley to himself and passes it over to Jalen Lindsey. That one deflected off of a United player and should be a El Paso throw-in. Ball back in play. El Paso has it. They send it up. Goes to Maples ultimately, then to Zalalem, who tries to pivot. He has the throw-in. Zalalem tosses over to Maples, who then gives it back to Jalen Lindsey. Zalalem gets it. He's in the center pitch, gets it to Will Seymour, who puts it in front of Jalen Lindsey, puts it in the air to Akali, who chases it down to the right corner, manages to do so. Akali gets on his whip, puts it on Bruce's foot, who comes over. Usman Jabang has it. Akali's got it back. Will Seymour has it. Nice little chippy chip shot. Sends it back. Herbert gets it. Tries to take a giant thunder kick, but nothing on that. Akali gets it. He's got it one-on-one. Now there's two. He sends it in the air. Oh, that would be it. There it is. Jalen Lindsey with the header sees the vision, puts it right in the net. United goes up 2-1 in the 71st minute. There we go. Shot of the United fans. Mora saying, I don't wish that they would score Mora, but they do. Here's the replay. Kale, the chef, cooking up, puts it in the air. Jalen Lindsey knows he has it. Takes a nice whip of his dome, puts it right in the net. That's 2 goals now against El Paso, where Akali was there to cook up and ultimately create the opportunity. United leads 2-1 in the 72nd minute. El Paso took the kick. Okay, Maples has the ball, kicks it over into the attacking half. Daniel Bruce trying to make a play, gets up to Moramora, who ultimately gathers the ball and falls over. Lucky Bruce didn't get called for a foul or anything there. Let me change the score on this. El Paso back with the ball. Zalalem steps on it, turns it into two. Akale out in front with the ball, looking for who he's looking for. Tries to do a little juke and jive. He's got the El Paso defenders second guessing their direction. El Paso's making a sub. Looks like Moshabani's coming out. Gabby Torres goes in for El Paso. El Paso back with the ball. Taken away by Bruce, but that's not going to be. El Paso starts backup play. Daniel Bruce ultimately comes up with it. Akale has the ball about center pitch, gets it over to Zico Bailey, puts the 1-2 step over to Daniel Bruce. Anthony Herber has it. Now Jalen Lindsay's got it. Mackenzie Gaines is coming up the right side. He's at some point shifted play. Shot would have been probably more of a cross over Daniel Bruce, but more ultimately able to jump out there and pull it down from the sky. El Paso has it back on in United's defensive half. El Paso with the ball on the right side, right wing. Getting Zalalem was trying to challenge. Runs up on a defender. El Paso tried to put the ball in the box. That ultimately cleared out over to United's technical area, but still in play. El Paso has it back in the attacking half. Gideon Zalalem has it. Play a stop, though. Probably some off the ball activity. Some score checks. Sacramento Republic still up on El Farolito, 1-0 in the 53rd. Las Vegas Lights down 1-0, or 0-1 over Chattanooga Red Wolves in the 42nd. That's good. We don't want to see Las Vegas again. United waiting to take the set piece kick. They do. Maples puts it into the attacking half over to Mackenzie Gaines, but ultimately play stopped. It might have been offsides or it was a foul. El Paso waiting to put this one back into play, setting up their own free kick. Zico Bailey subbed off Thomas Pondeka back in. That's good to see Pondeka back in on the game. He's definitely not had the best luck having a dislocated shoulder the last time these two teams played, actually. And he's just been kind of out of the lineup. So he's back in. That's great. Ball sent back into the defending half. That's Kalen Madden who subbed in, possibly. I didn't know he was on the lineup tonight. Pondeka already down on the ground. Nice. Kalen Ryden on the lineup. That's great. Don't think I saw that originally on the graphic. So he's in for Maples. United with a set piece free kick. Colley over the ball. Colley takes a shot puts it over to Pondeka. Pondeka not able to do anything with it. I think he was trying to put his head on it, see if he could somehow whip it into the goal, but nothing really doing there. Bruce pressing El Paso players, trying to see if he can disrupt. Akale close to the challenge. El Paso tried to get it into the attacking half, but loses it. Will Seymour recovers it. Jalen Lindsay has it, tries to put it onto the foot of Mackenzie Gaines, but ultimately loses it out of bounds. El Paso gets it back. More set to uh, pass it to defender. Mora has the ball again. He has a goal kick. Pretty much puts it over to United, but United gives it back. Anthony Herbert has it. Correction. Gideon Zalalem had it. Manages to lose it out of bounds. Mora sends it over to Akwe. Sends it out. Kicks it out of bounds. Usman Jabang has the ball now. He's going to do a throw in, but Will Seymour ultimately says, I got it. Sends him back in. Usman Jabang has the ball. Loses it. Gets it back. Sends it over to Mackenzie Gaines. Thomas Pondeka runs up and I think he tried to clubfoot that, but loses it out of bounds. El Paso has it back in. Dollenmeyer has the ball, kicks it up to. Looks like who's about to grab this? Shot on goal. El Paso Do they equalize, or is that it's ruled offside? Close opportunity. That was nearly going to be 2-2, but line judge ruled player offside. Oscar Mora really tried to make for an opportunity. Daniel Bruce is down now. He's not just chilling out on the pitch. He definitely looks like he took a little bit of a thump. He's walking off towards the sideline. Daniel Bruce is going to sub out now. Thomas Among's going to come in. Thomas Among got the game winner uh, this last time out against North Carolina FC. I'm sure all the fans are excited for Thomas Among to be out on the pitch now, but not excited for Daniel Bruce to have taken a knock for that to happen. Right away, Among, gets fouled, goes down super hard. This will be a United throw-in. Thomas Pondeka is going to be the one to. Oh, this is going to be a set piece free kick. Moving into the 85th minute, United leads 2-1 over El Paso Locomotive in this third round of the U.S. Open Cup. If United wins, they move into the round of 32, and the new pairings will be announced tomorrow, um, Thursday, the 17th. Right, back to the action. Jalen Lindsay has it, sends the ball over top. Kweli Akale has the ball, gathers it, tries to get it past the defender. It rolls out. Looks like it's going to be a corner for United. Short corner taken. Mackenzie Gaines tries to get on top of it, loses it. Usman Jabang looks like he was going to go and let that one rip, but for as much as he swings his foot back, not much comes out of it. El Paso ultimately recovers. They have it in the attacking half now. They're looking for possibly the equalizing goal, but Jalen Lindsay able to kick it out to save the opportunity from happening. El Paso has another substitution. Alvaro Quezada goes out. Guillermo Diaz comes in. El Paso set to take a corner. End swinger into the box. Chris Gaines, high claim, takes it down low. Lays on it for a little bit here. This one rapidly approaching 90 minutes. Will United try to put another goal in, or will they just try to ice the game at this point? That remains to be seen. Chris Shakes takes or sends this one off the line. Goal kick out. Goes up to, I think it was Thomas Among. Among runs into the player nearest to him. Gets back to El Paso. Dollemeyer has it now. Dollemeyer sends it to Oscar Mora. That ball goes out of bounds. Will be United ball. Nope, El Paso ball. Now it'll be United's ball. Chris Shake set up to take the kick from just outside the 18. He puts it deep into the attacking half. El Paso recovers it. Will Seymour holds on to a player. It's obvious he's going to get that card. Dollenmeyer has the ball now. Guess if you have one to give, you should give it. Will Seymour did. He gave it. Like, not too many cards in this one. El Paso restarts play. Swings it out to the right. Tries to put it into the box. El Paso brings it back into the attacking half. It's looking for a way to get it closest to the box. Usman Chabang has it. Akali has it now. Sends it over to Usman, who gathers it. Will Seymour has it now. He sends it back to Shakes. El Paso decides to press, see if they can get one out of the tree. Ball falls into the sky down. Back onto the feet of El Paso. El Paso defender has it. Akali trying to challenge. Dollenmeyer has it now for El Paso. Sends it back over to Akwe. The ball sent fairly up wide. Jalen Lindsay gets it. Chris Shakes has it, tees it up. Yeah, the Masters tournament just happened. He puts it deep into the attacking half. Gideon Zalalem tries to make a challenge for the ball. Ends up fouling the man. That'll be El Paso ball now at this point. We're getting close to this one being done. Looks like there's 5 minutes of stoppage time. Already 1 minute in. Hopefully this will be the fastest time. Let's run this clock. Run this clock. El Paso send the ball into. Try to send the ball into the box. They send another one down there. Chris Shakes ultimately gets it. Should fall on it. He gathers it. Falls on it. A stat pops up on the screen. United is 5-0-0 at home in the U.S. Open Cup. While they are hosting, and they will potentially host again. That remains to be seen the next round. Turnover for United. El Paso gets it. 3 minutes left in this one. And this has been quite the entertaining one. Gideon Zalalem picks up a yellow card. Akwe runs the ball up, gets clipped. This one probably by Thomas Among, maybe, not sure. El Paso set to take the set piece free kick from just about 25, maybe 30 yards out. Ball sent into the box. Goes off a United player. Out for a corner kick for El Paso. Into the 93rd minute. Corner taken, ball swung out wide. El Paso able to pull it down. Ooh, close one. Chris Shake's able to catch the chance, the shot on goal. Falls right into his hands. He falls down. Tries to. Chris Shake set up to take a goal kick. Puts this one high into the orbits. El Paso pulls it down. Tries to put it back into play quickly. Will Seymour playing one-on-one on Oscar Mora. Mora passes it over. Sends it out wide. Goes over into El Paso's technical area. Wilmer Cabrera decides he might want to play. He stops it ultimately. This set up for a United throw-in. United taking its time for sure. This one's going to wrap up fairly quick. Jalen Lindsay throws it in up to Thomas Among. Among loses that ball. Thomas Pondeka is pursuing, trying to find it. Oof. Damn, Kalen Ryland. Or nope, Talon Maples, in fact. Sends this guy flying up the pitch. I'm surprised he doesn't pull up the yellow card yet. El Paso looks like they're going to have one more shot at it from outside the 18, probably about 25. Acquay standing over it, kicks it over to the closest player. They're still trying to determine what's going on here. Usman's talking, saying, "You got to take this one back here where the foul actually happened." That's just eating up some time on the clock. Mora comes out of box. He's the one who's putting it back into play. One final kick, one shot in the box. El Paso looking for anything. Oh, this one's close. Oh my gosh, I think El Paso got it. In the 96th, they found the equalizer. Looks like it's anyone's game again. United was kind of caught without. Oh, that kick just brought down. That was Wilmer Cabrera Jr., who saves the day. Dad's taking him out to ice cream for sure. He scores that 90th plus 7. This one tied 2-0 or 2-2. New Mexico United going to have to hang in there for potentially 30 more minutes unless they can do something quick. Oh, that goes off of arm. Looks like I won't be watching El Farolito. Bummer. McCauley takes the free kick, tries to put it down into the box. This one ultimately gathers into more and more his arms. End of regulation, New Mexico United 2, El Paso 2. This one goes into added extra time. It'll be two 15-minute periods. There's no golden goal. So both 15-minute periods will be played. And then if it is still tied through those two 15-minute periods, then it will go into penalty kicks. Each team will take 5, and then if needed, we'll take more. So this one went to commercial break. Well, we're in for 30 more minutes of soccer tonight. If you got any things you want to say about the match, comments, drop them into the chat. Then I'll share them and read them off. It's time to do a check in here. Post this link out here. This one heading into another 30 minutes. Let's look at some stats while we're waiting for added extra time to kick off. Possession in the second half, New Mexico United favored 46%. Total shots, 7 apiece. El Paso with 4 shots on target to United's 2. Big chances, New Mexico United 1. El Paso had none, except for obviously the equalizing goal that was scored by Wilmer Cabrera Jr. United was accurate in their passes with 79%. When it came to shots, they had 3. They had 7 shots, 2 off target, 2 on target, 3 block shots, 5 shots inside the box, 2 outside the box. Passing, 195 passes, not much rotation. Probably a good thing, probably a bad thing. Um, right now, I mean, both sides are playing well. This one's set to extend, go into more soccer. It's 2-2. Need to update the score here. And the period. This one's about to kick off again. Mackenzie Gaines has got the eye of the tiger. He's ready to go. All right, we're underway. Kalen Ryden's got the ball. Passes back to Talon Maples. So is Anthony Herbert, who subbed out when Ryden came in. Zalalem has it. Sends it over to Hondeka. Sends it over to Usman. This will be a New Mexico United throw in. Zalalem brings it up. Kicks it to Talon Maples, who sends it back to the Zalalem, who puts it back to Maples. Maples kicks it over to Kalen Ryden. Ryden has it. Directing traffic, sends it back to Will Seymour. Seymour sends it up to Akale. Akale brings it down, tries to switch the pitch, successfully doing so, gets it over to Jalen Lindsay. Kalen Ryden has it, sends it back to Lindsay, who sends it over to Mackenzie Gaines. Mackenzie Gaines back to Lindsay. Maples has it, tries to give service into the box, ultimately sends it back to Ryden. Zalalem has it. Ryden's got it. Zalalem has it. He sends it back over to Lindsay, who gives it to Pondeka. Zalalem has it now. It's like a game of keep away. Maples has it, sends it to Seymour. Seymour tries to get a foot on it, but I guess he just didn't extend out properly. He gets planted, loses it out of bounds. El Paso regains possession. Usman, closest player, trying to see if he can help win the possession back. Deflected ball off of United, out for another El Paso throw in. Ball's back in play now. Guillermo Diaz had the ball. Akwe has it. Back to Akwe. Jalen Lindsey ultimately able to get in between the defender and the ball is fouled. This will be back to United. Oscar Mora was not going to be able to get past that. He gets a yellow card. His time was probably nearing. Mackenzie Gaines has it. Back to Lindsay. Lindsay swings it over to Talon Maples. Maples brings it up, puts it to Will Seymour. Will Seymour doubled immediately. Maples gets it back, puts it to Zalalem. Maples has it again, sends it back to Kalen Ryden. Ryden tries to put it to Zalalem, but gives it away in the process. Mackenzie Gaines able to kind of step on it, tries to disrupt. Thomas Mondeka gets it. He dribbles a little bit, sends it back to Kalen Ryden. Ryden sends it over to Talon Maples. Maples has it. He puts it over to the right side to Macaulay Akale. Sends it up to Thomas Among, who's got it in the right channel. Among sends it back to Usman, who sends it over to Zalalem. Swings it over to Kalen Ryden. Over to the left, far over to Jalen Lindsey. And it's Kalen Ryden who gets clipped up ultimately. Zalalem has it still, play still going on. Usman also gets clipped up. El Paso ultimately gets it back. The play is not stopping for any of this that's happening. Well, now it does. Players down. El Paso has it. Play restarts. Well, the score is 2-2. Marlon Vargas and Jalen Lindsey score for the black and yellow. Oh, man. Thomas Among takes like a shoulder to the chin. He goes down. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't Among. That was Thomas Pondeka. Yeah, he gets a shoulder to the midsection. Brian Romero of El Paso gets the card. Hey, thanks for joining me. Drop some comments in the chat. Love to say hey to whoever's watching. This is still the New Mexico United El Paso Derby del Camino Real Open Cup edition. We are an added time. United has a set piece free kick. Akale is standing over it. I wonder if he just puts it in himself at this point. Mora trying to set up the troops to stop this. I think Akale takes it himself. I'd be surprised if he just does a short pass over to potentially Getty and Zalalem. But Akale set up to take this kick. Funny thought, the refs are wearing yellow and black. I guess that's why we wore turquoise. Just kidding. Collie takes the shot. It goes off deflects off of a player. I think that's just off of El Paso. Should be a corner kick for New Mexico United. Collie already making his way over to the corner. Ball's in the air. Mora tried to make a play on it. I think he punches that one. Players are down in the box. Approaching 100th minute. Play is stopped. Everyone's getting a little bit of juice or water. Mora set to take the goal kick. He picks it up. He sends it high into the skies. Puts it out front. Kalen Ryden and Talon Maples able to gather back quickly. Kalen Ryden brings this one up. Gives it back to Talon Maples. Kalen Ryden has the ball now. He passes it over to Thomas Pondeka. Ryden gets the ball back. He sends it back to Jalen Lindsay on the left side. Pondeka has it. He's doing some footwork. Mackenzie Gaines has it, gives it to Jalen Lindsay. Thomas Pondeka has it. He's fouled. This will be a throw-in for United. Actually, correction, this will be a set piece free kick. Both Fakale and Pondeka were standing over that. Swung out wide. Seymour has it. Tries to get past the defender, and it gets kicked out. New Mexico United set up for a corner kick. Akale standing over this one. Puts it in the sky. Mora takes a swipe at it. This one rolls out of bounds. Should be back to United, yes. The throw in off of an El Paso player. back to United. Kalen Ryden has this at the top of the pitch. Maples has it, sends it over to Seymour. Back to Ryden. Back to Maples. Zalalem puts it right in front of Akale, who takes a swipe at it. Doesn't get all of it, though. Mora gets it, holds it for a moment, gives it back. El Paso trying to move things the other direction. This one went out off of El Paso, throw in for United. Gideon Zalalem has it. Kicks it back to Talon Maples. Maples brings it back to Kalen Ryden. Ryden comes to the left side of the pitch. He swings it over to Mackenzie Gaines, but Gaines gives it back to Ryden. Ryden has it. He's looking around. He gives it to Maples. Maples gives it back to Ryden. Gives it back to Zalalem. Zalalem puts it in the air. Goes off of an El Paso defender's head. Mora tries to make a play on the 50-50 ball, and he tumbles and toils. I'm sure it was he sold that. Play is stopped. We'll see if a card is picked up. Looks like Thomas Among tried to make a play for the 50-50 ball. I didn't really see where he didn't really bump him too much, but Mora obviously was trying to make a play for it. Now he just collectively gathers himself from the pitch, gets up, walks over. Ref walks the ball back. Well, that's the end of the first extra time period. Score still 2-2. New Mexico United El Paso. This Open Cup edition of the Derby del Camino Real being played at UNM Soccer Complex. I never really got to hear what the attendance was, so if you know it, put it into the chat. If I could guess, I'd say there's probably 6,000 or 7,000 there. I could be wrong. Could be less. Could be more. But put that in the chat. The start of the second period is upon us. Let's see, can United find more of that magic? Who might be the next person to step up? Otherwise, this one could go into pens. Chris Shake's definitely very good about stopping some kicks. Getting ready to start the second period. This has been probably a very quality offering between the two sides since the home opener. We're set to start the second extra time period. 15 more minutes to go. Let's see. Can we find a score in this one? United is already pressing. That's something we really haven't seen too much of thus far in the game. So they're definitely trying to dictate the flow of this one. Gideon Zalalem has the ball, sends it to Talon Maples, who doesn't get a foot on it. Seymour gathers it, puts it back to Maples, who puts it into the top corner. United not able to take advantage of that. Shakes, runs out to the left side to gather that, gives it back to Maples, who gives it to Zalalem. Maples has it. Maples kicks it over to Will Seymour. Seymour sends it up to Akale, but Akale gives it back to Seymour. Maples has it, sends it back over to Kalen Ryden. Ryden has to give it back to Maples. Maples sends it back to Seymour, who sends it back to Maples. This is why there's so many passes in games with United. They'll be having passed 700 times, and I know a lot of it has to do with being in possession and ultimately, when you're leading the game. But now the rotation needs to kind of balance out to some chances. United lose that one out of bounds. El Paso throw in coming here in a minute. Aerial duel won by United. Zalalem gets it at his feet. United loses it in traffic. Seymour making a play gets fouled. That should be a card. They should call that. They won't. Seymour trying to go for the 50-50. Gets I guess a dose of his own medicine. He was holding on a player earlier in the match, so I guess that's tick for tat. United has the ball, tries to put that one up to Kale. I'm not sure who had that. It might have been Among. Still live on this Open Cup edition of the Derby del Camino Real. Camino Real is real. Score check. El Farolito fall 1-0 to Sacramento Republic. That's a bummer. I really wanted El Farolito to win. Kalen Ryden's got this one. Gives it to Gideon Zalalem, who gets stripped. Talon Maples has the ball now. He passes it over to Akale. Akale gives it to Zalalem, who gives it back to Seymour. Seymour kicks it back to Maples. Maples puts it back on Zalalem's foot. Zalalem runs it back, gives it back to Kalen Ryden, and Ryden gives it to Maples. Maples looks like he wants to advance the ball. He gives it to Seymour. Seymour has it out wide. Akale has it. Akale tries to run past the defender, but he loses it. El Paso has it now. Score check. Las Vegas Lights, Chattanooga Red Wolves, both tied 2-2 in the 71st minute. El Paso had the ball. They kicked it out of bounds. Shakes gets one right away, puts it back in play. Kalen Ryden has it. Zalalem has it. Maples has it. Seymour has it. Seymour clubs it back to Shakes. Shakes settles it, gets it back to Maples. Maples puts it in the sky. Out to Mackenzie Gaines. Nope. Jalen Lindsay. El Paso's got a player down now on a challenge. Probably collided with Thomas Pondeca. That's Coronado who was down. Mora set to take the goal kick, puts it in the sky. Ryden puts a head on it, gets it down on the ground. This is going to be a New Mexico United throw-in. Jalen Lindsay has it now. Damn. Who is that? Looks like Thomas Pondeca got tossed to the ground trying to battle for position. Lindsay puts it back in the sky, gets a nice little kick on it. El Paso has it. Ryden makes a play on it with his head. Ryden puts this one back into motion. Maples has it. Will Seymour has it, gives it to Jabang. Seymour has it back again, kicks it back to Shakes. Maples has it. Ryden's got it. Ryden dribbles a little bit, puts it right in front of Talon Maples. Ryden sends a cross up to Akale. Akale gets shoved out by Ruiz. Who's still hanging in there, by the way. Can't wait for him to get sent away. More is taking a breather. He's probably cramping up. Trainer comes out. Guess it's a good time to take a drink of water, huh? Everyone's doing it. Social media's got it right. More has got a cramp. Oh, look. More United fans on the screen. Who do I see that I know? Oh, a bunch of people. Hey, what do you know? Is that Greg Hurst? It is. Not dressed. He's sitting in the crowd. That's fun. Shout out to Greg Hurst. I recognize that blonde hair anywhere. This was an interesting one, actually, because there are no supporters behind either goal. In previous Open Cup matches, United supporters would have been behind the goal and they would have shifted to the other side, trying to be a thing. Oh, look, Wes is on the screen. Shout out to Wes and some of the drum corps there in the stands. Not where they thought they'd be in this game. I'm sure they thought they'd be behind the net, capoing a little bit. Not the case. Mora looks to be back up off the ground. He's El Paso set for a throw in just by the corner spot. They put it in. Kalen Ryden gets a head on it on a ball that's was in the air for a bit. More and more has got it now. He takes it to the far right side of the box, so it eventually falls on it. It's a bad acting job there. He's set to put this one into orbit. It's a low kick. I think everyone was surprised that didn't have much trajectory on it. El Paso has it, and the attacking half puts it back, and the defending half tries to confuse United, but Maples gets it, gives it to Zalalam. Sorry about that. Chris Shakes gets the ball now. He's got it. He gives it to Kalen Ryden, who lets it skip over his toe. Maples got it, gives it to Zalalam, gives it to Seymour. Back to Maples, and they want me to say their names over and over and over. Zalalam gets it. Seymour has it. Now Maples has it on the run up. He sends it out wide to Jalen Lindsay. Ryden. Zalalam puts it in the air right into Mora's hands. United's going to have to stop giving it directly to Mora. They're going to have to really try to put this one on the ground and create some other chances for themselves. This ball goes all the way back to Chris Shakes. Seymour escorts it back to make sure it gets there. Kalen Ryden has it. He puts it back over to Seymour, who brings it up the right channel. Akali's got it. The chef's trying to cook up. Akali gives it over to Usman Jabang. I just like saying his full name. Maple gives back out to Mackenzie Gaines. Does the run up, puts it in the air, right back into Mora's hands. Mora like literally just flails in the air. It looked like a gingerbread man falling over. United really does have to stop putting these balls directly into Mora's hands. This more time is going to be gone. And we're going to be playing more soccer going into pens if they're not careful about it. Riding with the ball. We're into the 118th minute in extra time 2, the second period. Ryden has it. He kicks it over to Maples. Seymour has it a little further up the pitch, gives it to Akali. Akali immediately doubled by 2 defenders. Seymour gets it. That's who should have it. He puts it up 50-50 in the air. Dual one. Usman has it. Loses it out of bounds. Now an El Paso player goes down on the ground, stops the momentum of play. To be expected, of course, to be expected. United set piece corner kick to be taken. Ball up in the air. Oh, I think Ryden got a head on it, but that just went out of bounds. Mora walks this one up slowly. Players look like they're starting to cramp up. Everyone's bent over at this point. It's getting to a place where it's gonna be kicks. Goal kick about to be taken. Seymour gets a head on it. Kale gets a foot on it. Jabang gets a leg on it. Pondeka has it. United loses it out of bounds. El Paso gets it back. There's a minimum amount of 3 minutes of stoppage time for this second period and the extra time. This has to be when it happens. This has to be where United makes it happen. Otherwise, we're going into penalty kicks, and to which it could be anyone's game. El Paso with the throw in. Jalen Lindsay gets a head on it, pops it right back out. Back for another El Paso throw in. United able to, they try to recover it. Jalen Lindsay gets a leg on it. Not sure. Okay, yeah. United has it. It's time to go. You can see the urgency. Will Seymour brings it up the right side. Zelalem runs towards him, checks it right back over to him. Zelalem has it. Zelalem sends it back to Maples, who kicks it back over to Ryden on the left side, over to Mackenzie Gaines, who has it. Zelalem has it, has it up the middle. Oh, man, it's a shot. Thomas Among was able to get a leg on it on the run up, but not enough to get past Mora, who's taken up Mora of time. This one sent back into United's defending half. Shake's got it. Guys, you got to go. Seymour is bringing it back up. 122 minutes played. Ball sent over to Gaines. Floats in the air for a while. El Paso defender able to make a play on it. Heads it out. United throw in coming now. If you don't follow us on YouTube, subscribe so you know when we go live next. And share it with your friends. It looks like the end of regulation for the second period. This one's going to Pens. And here we go. Should be interesting. United and El Paso tied 2 apiece. Have now played through 120 minutes plus of soccer at the UNM Sports Complex. Surely, if you went to this one, then you're getting your money's worth. And if you're watching it at home, hopefully you had unlimited snacks. I'm Chris Walker. I'm one of the hosts of the State of United. We do a podcast covering New Mexico United, which we do reviews or previews typically midweek about Wednesday, and we do a post-match episode. Typically, so far has been recordings, but we plan to go live after matches. Just on after Saturday night matches, anyways. I was trying to think about what I wanted to say right there. Thanks for joining me online. Definitely put some comments in the chat. I'd love to read those out, love to interact with you. My co host, Patrick Baca, is doing some family stuff tonight. So, it was going to be me solo dolo on the watch along. Veronica's sick, so she is probably also watching as well. Shout out to you guys. And this has been a fun one of just talking New Mexico United soccer, a lot of play by play and some commentary. And, you know, thanks for watching the watch along. And like I said, if you're not already following us, then click the subscribe button. Always makes us stoked to see new subscribers on the YouTube, and share it out a little bit, and jump into the chat. If you'd like to get on the show with me and talk about this game, let me know. And I'll put the link in the comments and we can talk a little bit while we're waiting. And in fact, there's an open invite for you. If you'd like to get on the show and be my guest and talk about this match, certainly click the link in the chat. Just give me a moment. I'll bring you in and we can talk about it. You'll be my guest tonight. So we're getting ready to go into penalties. This is where you want to be there in person, but should be just as action packed here at the house. Shake some Mora, having some side chalk. Who knows what they're talking about? They're certainly not talking about that name the New Mexico United sub at Chiba Hut. But maybe they could be. I'm just curious who in here is going to try that sandwich. I'm still thinking about that cream cheese being warmed up. That's got to probably taste really good. And what do we have on that sandwich? I think it's turkey, banana peppers, olives, cream cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, right? Pickles, the normal shake. Wonder what that sandwich will be called. They have the contest on Instagram. You can throw in your submissions, I think, still. First kick through that's made. Shakes gets a hands on it, though. Thought he could have popped that one out. That's Coronado who gets that one across. Drop some comments in the chat if you'd like. Appreciate everyone watching. It's great. Gideon Zalalem has the ball set. Let's see which way he goes. He starts going left, gathers. Oh, stopped by Mora. Not much on that kick, though. That is a bummer. Mora guesses right, too. Really traps on that one. Definitely down to hang out after this game. So if you want to talk about the game, again, the link's in the chat. Be my guest. Ruiz set up to take this one. He's stacked a little bit off the right side of the ball. Shakes is sitting on the lines, kind of. He gets that one right past him. Zozo, the score is it's 2-2 through added time, but currently El Paso is up two penalty kicks. United, his first kick was blocked, so currently 2-1 in penalties. Talon Maples is the second kicker for New Mexico United. You're welcome, Zozo. Hit the subscribe. We'll keep you in tune about everything else going on. Maples takes a slow gather step. He puts it in past Mora Mora. United are on the board now with one kick. Or one goal, rather. One penalty, I should say. Next up for El Paso's Gabby Torres. Shakes back on his line. He's getting some movement, trying to see if he can level things out. Gabby Torres puts it high into the back of the net. Pass will go up 3-1. Shakes would have had that if it had been low. It was a nice sprawl. Kalen Ryden next up to take the kick for United. Oh, Ryden put that one off the crossbar. If it had just been a little lower, it would have definitely been a sinker. Mora Mora on the ground, nowhere near. Ryden squared that right off the crossbar. Wilmer Cabrera Jr. up for the next kick. El Paso leads in penalties 3-1. El Paso would have to miss two. United would have to get two to take this further. Shakes tried to get a hand on it, but Cabrera makes it. This stutter step. Shakes guess is right. It's in the same place. El Paso ends up winning this one 4-1 in penalties. The year that El Paso wins two matches in the Open Cup, they do it to get through New Mexico winning the Open Cup edition of the Derby del Camino Real. This obviously gives El Paso a bit of confidence in the series after United won 1-0 on the home opener. Thank you, Cool70. Appreciate that comment. This was a fun one. Not the result we wanted. However, much more to this match. Looking forward to the third installment on May 3rd in El Paso. This one still has a little bit of steam for the next one. Probably not as much theatrics or gamesmanship towards the end of this. So, with things kind of level, the May 3rd match will obviously be, kind of a tiebreaker of sorts of the derby. Well, this was definitely, like I said, very entertaining. This one went back and forth, and there were some near opportunities for both sides. But ultimately, today just wasn't United's day, and so therefore, El Paso moves on, and we just get ready for the next thing. I know a lot of supporters have said, well, if United didn't win today, at least they can kind of focus on the season. I mean, of course, that's just natural to say, right? But the opportunity to try to win as many cups as you could in a season is clearly an objective. I mean, a chance to get a treble this year or three, Open Cup, Jaeger Cup, and then the regular. So with this one out of sight, I mean, there's more to look forward to. Um, and then, of course, I think I glitched there a little bit. They play Union Omaha for the first match of the USL Cup presented by Jägermeister. And so much more to be expected. This has been a fun stream, like I said, and we'll be working on a preview episode for the Monterey and Union Omaha game. Probably will be dropping that out, I think, Monday. Got to figure that out with Patrick. And so we'll drop that out. We are on Apple and Spotify um, under the State of United, um, which is presented by the Seek and Strike Network. So definitely go on to wherever you get your podcast and follow us. Again, the Seek and Strike Network. And this show is The State of United, a podcast dedicated to covering New Mexico United. And yeah, this has been great. Thanks for hanging out. So I am Chris Walker, and I'll catch you next time. Enjoy the outro credits by California Redemption, and good night.